Hello everyone, welcome to the EMFW lecture series. Myself Vinod Salke, working as assistant professor in Maharishi Parashuram College of Engineering. We are going through the EMFW lecture series. In that lecture series, in the last lecture, we have up till now we have covered vector analysis. And as we know that vector analysis is a prerequisite for this subject, EMFW subject. So I hope you have covered all the topics in the vector section, because this vector section is useful for us in the further syllabus. So we'll start with a new point, that is Coulomb's law. So you can see here Coulomb's law. We will start. In this Coulomb's law, what we will study, what Coulomb's law says in an electric field, what is the use of the Coulomb's law into the electromagnetic engineering. So Coulomb's law, what is Coulomb's law actually? Coulomb's law is giving the relation between the two charges. Now what is charge? So charge is particle is available into the space, that is positive or the negative charge. So we have to deal with the charge, positive or negative. So we have to think that the charge is available into the space is stationary. Means suppose this is the charge. So this charge is available and that charge is not moving. The charge is a stationary, that we have to imagine. Why? Because if the charge is moving, then we require to relate that electric field with respect to time, and that is not defined by the Coulomb, that is defined by the Maxwell. So when we will complete electric field and magnetic field basic for the stationary point charges, then we will move on to the Maxwell. Maxwell defines the relationship between the Coulomb's law, then Birdsall's law and other laws like Ampere's law with respect to time. So we have to find out that Ampere, electric field and magnetic field into the stationary point. For the stationary point we have to find out. We have to think that we are analyzing this point, we are finding this point for a stationary point. We are not thinking that this point is moving around this all over the board. So we have to think that this point is stationary for analyzing it. So we will think that that point is not moving. So relationship between the two charges is given by this Coulomb's law. So what is actually Coulomb's law? So Coulomb's law is given by, so I will write here. Suppose there will be 2 points available. I will give the name as Q1 and Q2. So what is the unit of these charges? Coulomb. So we know that what is the unit of that Coulomb, and we have to find out relationship between Q1 and Q2. That is called as a Coulomb's law. So that distance between these two is given by R12, and we know that how to calculate R12. So in the last lecture we have calculated. Suppose we have to calculate R12. Suppose they have given the values like x1, y1 and z1. Here they have given x2, y2 and z2. So we have to find that if you want to calculate R12, suppose R12 means it is moving from R1 to 2. Suppose we are calculating the force of Q1 on the Q2, then we are calculating the F12 bar. F12 bar. Simple, straightforward. F12 bar, we will take first of all only scalar quantity. Okay. So we will see F12. I want to calculate F12. F12 means we are calculating the force by the Q1 on the Q2. That is called as this. I will use another chalk here. So this is F12. Again, bar is not right now because we are thinking for the scalar quantity. So for the scalar quantity, F12 is given by K into Q1, Q2 divided by R12 square. So that is your Coulomb's law. So that is the relation between Coulomb's law. Now, what is force? Force acted upon this Q1 and Q2 is relation given by K is a constant. That force will depend upon the medium. Suppose we are working in what? Air as a medium. When we will think that it is vacuum, then the medium will be different. When we will work on the glass, when we will be working the water, so medium going to change. That's why we can consider this F12 is equal to K Q1 Q2 divided by R12 square. So like that is the Coulomb's law for scalar quantity. But we are not dealing with scalar quantity. We know that we have to deal with what? Vector quantity. Because everywhere we will use the vector quantity. So that's why we have to think that this term will work on the vector quantity. So what is our vector quantity here? F12 bar is equal to K Q1 Q2 divided by R12 square. Now, what will be the bar equation will give? It is the direction. Now, this is the only magnitude. This is magnitude. What about the direction? What about the direction? How do we indicate the direction? Right. Direction will be indicated by unit vector. Now, unit vector is where? From this one point to the second point. So, unit vector is denoted by A, small a. From 1 to 2, A12 bar. Okay. And how to calculate A12 bar? We know that. How to calculate A12 bar? That the equation we have to know. So A12 bar, suppose A12 bar is calculating magnitude of R12 bar divided by R12. So vector quantity R12. So it's opposite. R12 bar divided by magnitude of R12 bar. So like that we have to calculate A12 bar. So that way we have to calculate R12 bar also because it will have direction. So R12 bar divided by magnitude of R12. So we'll solve the problems of it. And what is the value of K? So K value will be varied with respect to the medium. So K value will be for this medium one upon 4 pi epsilon. Now what is epsilon? So epsilon is permittivity. What is permittivity? Permittivity is the force or capacity to hold the charge into the stationary field. Suppose this is the charge and the capacity of the air to hold the charge into the space, that is called as the permittivity. So that is epsilon, and that is epsilon we are using in electric field. In the magnetic field we will use permittivity mu. So for that purpose there will be another value. So for epsilon value for epsilon 0 means permittivity into the space. Permittivity in space. So permittivity in space is 10⁻⁹ divided by 36 pi. Okay. So by heart this value epsilon 0, because we will require an exam. Everywhere you will require an exam. By practice you will easily remember this value. Epsilon 0 is equal to 10⁻⁹ divided by 36 pi. Suppose there is another medium. Suppose we have used glass as a medium. We will require in the Maxwell, that time we will require that epsilon. So how to calculate epsilon? Epsilon will be calculated by epsilon, that medium, epsilon r is being calculated, and epsilon 0 means permittivity given by that medium into permittivity of the space. Okay, vacuum, we can say vacuum. So epsilon is equal to epsilon r, epsilon 0. But we are thinking epsilon 0. Most of the problems will think that it is free space. If you are calling it the free space, it should be a epsilon 0 only. So here we will use 1/4 pi epsilon 0 for the free space. So in the problem it should be mentioned free space. Okay. Suppose they have not mentioned anything in that problem, that vacuum, it should be a vacuum or medium. Then you have to by default you have to take epsilon 0. Okay, epsilon 0 you have to take. So that is the 4. That is the Coulomb's law. Now suppose I want to calculate. Suppose this force from 1 to 2. That is F12. Now I will use this word F12 bar because we are calculating this with a unit vector. Now I want to calculate the force from 2 to 1. Force from 2 to 1. Then what will be the force equation? So force equation will be, and force value will be 4F21. To force by second particle onto the first particle. So this particle F21 bar. Suppose you have calculated F12 bar. By this method, you have calculated F12 bar. Then tell me what will be the F21 bar. Think about the F21 bar and comment down in the chat box. So what will be the F21 bar? What will be the F21 bar? Magnitude will be same as equal to the F12 bar. Only sign will be affected and it will be F12 bar minus. So we have to calculate only one value, that is F12 bar. The F21 bar you will easily calculate because it is equal and opposite direction. That's why it should be taken as a minus. Okay. You hope you understand the Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law is very important for electric field. We are dealing with the electric field, not a magnetic field. Today we have started actual electromagnetic engineering. In that we are calculating for the electric field. So electric field is denoted by capital E. So in that next point we will see that what is electric field intensity. So for this purpose we require to solve this Coulomb's law first. So this is the Coulomb's law. I hope you understand. So this video will be available onto the YouTube. Into the at the same time you can take the notes also. So you can write this all these notes. You hope you are sitting with a notebook. So take this carefully and you just write all these things. Okay. So we take one problem on this, and I will give a problem for you for homework. I hope you are doing your homework at home seriously. So, write a problem. Do write your problem. A point charge Q1 is equal to 2 millicoulomb. Q1 is equal to 2 millicoulomb. Is located in a free space. Use this. Think about this. You have free space. Located in a free space at point P1. At point P1. Is equal to minus 3, 7, minus 4, minus 3, 7, minus 4, while Q2 is equal to, while Q2 is equal to 5 millicoulomb, 5 millicoulomb at point P2 is equal to coordinates they are given 2, 4, minus 1. In the last section I have forgot to tell you which is this coordinate system. By the name you have to, by the numbers you have to coordinates you have to understand, realize that which should be the coordinate system. What is coordinate system? Write in the chat box. So this is a value, this is also value, and this is also a number. I'm going to say these are the numbers. So which coordinate system having all the numbers, not having any angle? So that is Cartesian coordinate system. So this is Cartesian coordinate system. Okay. So minus 3, 7, minus 4, 2, 4, minus 1. So these are the Cartesian coordinate system. So P1, P2. Now we have to find F12 bar, or it can be called as only F2 bar also. Okay, so don't confuse into the book also they might be given F2 bar. So what is they will hide this F1 from 1 to 2. So I will be using this F2 bar or F12 bar or and F21 bar or F1 bar. Similar meaning, both having the similar meaning, both having the similar meaning. Okay. So F21 bar or F1 bar. So what is the formula for us to calculate F12 bar? K Q1 Q2 divided by R12. Now I will use R12 square. Say R12 or A12. If you are writing, this is also correct. A12 R. Okay. So first of all, we have to calculate this R12. We have to locate these points Q1 and Q2. Locate these points Q1, Q2, and we have to find out this from the Q1 to Q2. We have to find out the force. That's why the direction is towards what? 2. Because we want to calculate the force by 1 on the 2. So that's why direction is towards 2. So and this distance can be given by this R12 bar. Okay. So see the direction of R12 towards Q2. Okay. So we know that Q1 they have given 2 millicoulomb. 2 millicoulombs in simple. What is in the coulomb? How we can convert 2 into 10 raised to minus 3 coulomb. Okay. So like that we have to write. First of all, we have to calculate R12. So R12 will be what will be the R12 bar. Now you should know the Q1 and Q2. I will write here Q1 coordinates and the Q2 coordinates. Q1 coordinates are -3, 7, -4, and for Q2 coordinates are 2, 4, -1. 2, 4, -1. So how to calculate R12 bar? It is final minus initial, you can say. Final minus initial means 2 minus -3, that is 5 AX bar. 4 minus 7, that is -3 divided by, and -1 minus plus 3, that is -1 plus 4, that is plus 3 razor bar. So that is R12 bar. Okay, R12 bar is okay, but what about the R12? This is the R12. What is R12 is what? Is a magnitude. We have to calculate magnitude force for that. So we have to calculate for magnitude. R12 bar magnitude is equal to, how do we calculate magnitude? 5 square plus 3 square plus 3 square. So 25 plus 9 plus 9. So how much it is? 25 plus 9, 34, 34 plus 9, that is 43. Under root of 43. And R1 square, if you have to take R1 square, magnitude of square, R12 square is equal to what? 43 only. It will that mod will be gone, will be cancelled for this R12 square. So R12 square we got. What about the A12 bar? Now we have to calculate A12 bar. How to calculate unit vector? We have to calculate unit vector by this. In the upside, we have to write R12 bar divided by magnitude of R12 bar. Okay. So what is R12 bar? We have this R12 bar here. Okay. So what is write directly write 5 AX bar minus 3 AY bar plus 3 razor bar divided by mod of R12 bar. Mod of R12 bar is 43. 43 raised to 1 by 2. Okay, 43 raised to, I will write 43 raised to 1 by 2. 43 raised to 1. Okay, so all these values we have to put into this equation or F12 bar. Okay, so and what is the value of K? K value is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, so I will write all these things into this equation. So F12 bar is equal to K value is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1, Q2. What is the value of Q1? Q1 value is 2 millicoulomb. 2 into 10 raised to minus 3. Then 5 into 10 raised to minus 3. Q1, Q2 divided by R12 square. What is R12 square? R12 square value is 43 raised to 1 into, it is not a cross product, okay? Don't consider this as a cross product, I just multiplication for purpose I am using this. A12 bar. What is A12 bar? We have to calculate it here. So 5x bar minus 3ay bar plus 3az bar divided by 43 raised to 1 by 2. Now here is the base is same 43, 43, 1 plus 1 by 2, 3 by 2. Okay. So what is the epsilon 0 value? Epsilon 0 value is 1 upon 4 by 10 raised to minus 9 divided by 36 pi. Okay. So I have put this only epsilon 0 value. I will simplify this. 10 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by 43 raised to 3 by 2 into 5ax bar minus 3ay bar plus 3az bar. So that is, do this calculation and tell me the value. I do have direct solution. I will use that solution. You will calculate these values. Okay. So that value should be, after completion of this whole multiplication, this value, this total value will be given by, I hope you can see this, 319.183, 319.183. How many of you have got this answer? Inside this, after the 5ax bar minus 3ay bar plus 3az bar. Okay. That is F12 bar. So multiply inside this 319, this value you have to multiply inside, and the final answer will be, I will write here, F12 bar is equal to 1.596 ax bar minus 0.958 ay bar now plus 0.958 az bar. So that is F12 bar, and kilo Newton is given 10 raised to 3. If you are, I am not correct, it should 10 raised to 3 should be there, and force unit is Newton. Okay, so that is the value. Tally this value with your answer. Use calculator always for this subject. Now, only one task we have completed. We have calculated F12 bar. Now, how to calculate F21? You don't have to follow all the procedure again. You just have to see that when you are calculating F12 bar, that is this force, F12 bar, exactly opposite there will be this force, that is F21 bar, okay, this direction, so that the value will be same, only you have to do the minus sign outside the bracket. So minus 1.596 ax bar minus 0.958 ay bar plus 0.958 az bar kilo Newton. Okay. So by that way you will calculate F1 F12 and F21 bar. So these questions they can ask for 5 marks. So you have to calculate force on the other charges. Okay. So I will give you one example for the homework. We just try for the homework. So next example is point charge. Write this example. Point charge Q1 is equal to 300 microcoulomb. 300 microcoulomb at 1 minus 1 minus 3. 1 minus 1 minus 3 meter. Experiential force F1 bar. Experiential force F1 bar is equal to 8 AS bar minus 8 A bar plus 4 AZ bar. Okay, so that force F1 they are given. Due to the point charge Q2, at 3 minus 3 minus 2 meter, find Q2. Now it is somehow reverse. All the values they have given. They have given the value F1 bar means F1 bar given means F21. Okay. What is the meaning of that? F21 bar they have given. F21 this is equally equal as F21 bar. Okay. So F21 bar they have given and you have to find out the Q2. Then R12 instead of R12 it should be R21. Instead of A12 it should be A21. Okay. So like that you have to solve this problem. Solve this problem. One more problem I will give for the homework. This problem most of the time asks for 10 marks. Find the force on 100 microcoulomb. Find force on 100 microcoulomb at 003 meter. If four like charges of 20 microcoulomb are located at x and y axis at x and y axis at plus or minus 4 meter. Okay, so plus or minus 4 meter you have to catch for this. I will draw this figure and you have to calculate the force. I am drawing the Cartesian coordinate system because they have given Cartesian coordinate system. So find the F force on the 100 microcoulomb at 003. 003 means this x axis, this is your x axis, y axis and z axis. 003 means x is 0, y is 0 and your point is on the z axis. Suppose this is point 1, 2 and 3 at 0, 0, 3. Okay. And what are the other points? There are 4 points available. this is minus x, this is minus y. Okay, and we have to find out x and y axis as plus or 4 meter. So 20 microcoulomb charge is available. Suppose this, I will take this as a Q5. Q5 I will take. Because others are Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 is available on the XY plane. So this is XY plane, okay, and this is Z axis. Okay, on the XY plane there will be other 4 charges available. So other 4 charges are available. Suppose this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Okay, so minus 4 is there. So 0. What will the value? 0. Sorry. Minus 4, 0, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. This point is 4, 0, 0. 4, 0, 0. On this point 1, 2, 3, 4, it should be 0, 4, 0. And here at this point there will be a point. It will be 0, minus 4, 0. And you have to find out the total force on this Q5. So from this point you have to find out this Q5. From this point you have to find out the force on this point. From this point you have to find out the force, and from this point you have to find out the force. I will give the name here. Here I will give Q1. I will here give Q2, Q3 and Q4. So from Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4 you have to find out the Q5. So if you are calculating Q1, you will easily find out through the Q3. If you are finding from the Q4, you will easily find out through the Q2. So only 2 forces you have to find out. Other 2 forces you will find out by easily. Okay. And how many forces are charges are available for Q1, Q2, Q3, 4? That is 20 microcoulomb. 20 microcoulomb they are applied on this Q5. Okay. So solve these problems and tell me if you got the correct answer or not. And if you have any problem, you just call me anytime, or you can post on the WhatsApp group. So I will try to solve the problems you do find queries into your solution. Okay. So we'll meet in the next lecture. We'll find out. We'll start with the electric field intensity. So this is